Hi, I'm Julie. Welcome to Air Mechanical's showroom. Today our employees are going to take you on a tour and show you how we create custom comfort for our customers every day.
Hi, I'm Brian. I'm going to tell you about Brian furnaces today. This is an 80% furnace. It's most commonly used in changeouts right now. The state made a mandate a while back here about not being able to use 80% furnaces in any new construction. They're still allowing 80% furnaces to be used in changeouts, existing houses. So this here is an 8% furnace. It's got a Class B flue. What that means is it's venting out in steel piping versus PVC piping. This is a Brian 92% efficient furnace. It's the most commonly used furnace in the industry right now. It's a seal combustion furnace. That's what these two pipes are right here. One's the fresh air coming in, one's exhaust air going out. It has a sealed chamber in here. It's all gasketed and sealed. So the burners are all getting fresh air from the outside and exhaust air going out, so it doesn't draw any air whatsoever from the existing house. The new houses built nowadays are so tight, they're worried about getting carbon monoxide in the houses, and that's why they're making us go with high efficiency furnaces in the houses nowadays. So this is the most commonly used furnace that's out there right now. It's a 92% efficient single stage furnace. 96% furnace. It's a PVC piped, vented out. It's got a 2-stage gas valve in it. It's got a variable speed motor in it. And what the gas valve means is when the furnace kicks in, it usually runs at low speed until after a certain run time it'll boost up to high speed if needed when it's really cold weather. It's variable speed. It'll run at low speed. It's about the cost of a 40-watt light bulb to run when it first starts. If it runs after a certain amount of roughly 15 minutes, it'll ramp up to high speed, and that usually just happens when it's really hot out or when it's really cold out in the winter time. This is a 97% efficient furnace. It's got a modulating gas valve, so what that means is it'll only use as much gas as needed. When it depends on how cold the temperature is outside, it'll only use as much gas as needed. It's very efficient. It's a top of the line furnace. It has a variable speed motor in it. It's this ECM motor. Again, it costs about a 40 or 60 watt light bulb to run. It's very efficient. Seal combustion chamber again. But burner boxes are all sealed the same as the other one. You pair this up with the Evolution thermostat. It's the most economical furnace that's out there right now to run.
Hi, Jim Dudley here with Air Mechanical. I'm going to discuss air conditioners today. Many times people tell me, well, it supplies cold air. That's not really what air conditioning is. It actually is a heat removing unit. So this unit, just this outside part, is part of a system that takes the heat out of your house and moves it to the outside. Cold air is just a section of what that means. We hear about efficiency rating, or what's called SEER, Seasonal Energy Efficiency Rating. What SEER means, what you do is you take, for example, maybe your old air conditioner at home, for every $100 of electricity you spend, you get $100 of cooling at, say, 7 SEER. So with new air conditioners, we would have 13 SEER or maybe as far as 16 SEER typically. So 13 SEER you might spend maybe around $68 in comparison to 7 SEER, and maybe about $55 in comparison to 7 SEER. So this is the other half of your air conditioning system. It's the coil. So as air passes through here, what it does is it picks up heat. The coils on the outside picks up the condensation. Think of a glass of water with ice in it, and notice you have condensation. And then of course the ice on the inside melts. So this gas starts turning to liquid as it picks up heat, and then it goes to your outdoor unit, where it then thus, just thing you can do is make sure you keep your filter clean at your house, because just 1/8 of an inch of dust on your coil that we looked at earlier will reduce your efficiency by as much as 26%. One of the best things to do to keep your air conditioning system running smoothly is make sure you keep your outside coils on your condensing unit clean, especially usually around the end of June. We run into dogwood season and dandelion season with white fuzzy stuff hanging through the air, and they attract themselves to these coils. Best thing to do is just take a hose and spray it down after that. That's the best way for your unit to continue to dissipate heat.
Hi, my name is Brad Link. I am a sales consultant with Air Mechanical in Ham Lake, Minnesota, and I'll be talking with you today a little bit about geothermal, how it works, and how it can save you money in your home. Geothermal is a way in which we can utilize the heat that's stored in the earth to heat your home and cool your home, either by means of forced air or hydronic heating in your home. There are really four methods that we see for the loops that go into the ground. One is called open loop. It's where we drill a water well and we pump water out of the ground. We run that water through the system and then we discharge that water somewhere back onto the land. We typically don't do that. Maybe 1% of what we do is open loop. The other is a horizontal bore system where maybe you've seen the utility company at the side of the road where they're boring underneath the highway and pulling fiber optic cable back under instead of tearing up the highway. It's a similar process that we use, except we usually go under your home, out into the backyard, and we then pull the tubing back into the ground as we retract that machine. The third is a vertical well, and that's bringing in a well drilling machine and he starts to drill vertically. We're not hunting for water, we're hunting for depth. We'd like to go 150, 250 feet deep with that well. We then install the pipes down that well and we fill that hole back up with a grout material, leaving the pipes encased in the ground. And then the last and most destructive way to do it would be a horizontal pit, where we would, if somebody has a lot of land, or if it's maybe during new construction excavation, we dig a pit up, and that pit can be 10 feet deep, 200 feet long, and 40 feet wide. And we lay pipes into that ground, and we backfill the earth back onto that.
I'm with Air Mechanical and Plumbing Department on the new construction division, and I'll be talking to you about plumbing today. Here at Air Mechanical we offer a wide range of plumbing services, new construction installations for new homes, remodels, commercial. We have a service department that will take care of fixture changeouts, water heater changeouts, anything that needs to be repaired. We can do that through the service side. My department in the new construction, we offer anything that you might want for your new home on the plumbing side. A wide variety of fixtures that we can install, sump pumps, reverse osmosis system. And here at Air Mechanical we offer a wide range of water heaters, water softeners, anything from a 40-gallon atmospheric to a 50-gallon power vent and bigger. We also offer water softeners for many different sizes for the size of your home, the size of your family.
Hi, I'm Chris with Air Mechanical. Just want to talk a little bit about air exchangers today. Air exchangers are an added appliance that we started adding into homes. Our older homes were very leaky and inefficient, so we had a lot of air leakage around doors and windows, and even through outside walls, outlets and things like that would let in a lot of fresh air. Now, as time has moved on and construction has gotten to be a lot tighter in these newer homes, the houses are really sealed up like a plastic bag, so we have a lot of problems with excessive moisture and just a lack of fresh air in the house. So an air exchanger will bring fresh air in from outside and exhaust stale air outside. In the process, a lot of them will remove humidity and help to control humidity levels, which is also good for controlling dust mites. A lot of the air exchangers now have controls that can either be mounted in bathrooms or in the main area right next to your regular thermostat. These all have filters inside of them and recovery cores in them. The heat recovery core inside of the air exchangers, it helps so that when they have cold air coming into the air exchanger and they have warm air exhausting from out the house, then the recovery core will recover some of that heat, up to 80% of that heat. So we're not losing a lot of the heat by running this machine. Makes a big difference, and in that process We're gonna collect the moisture on the recovery core, and then it's in a diamond shape, so that moisture is gonna collect and it's gonna drip off there and go out the drain. They do require maintenance, so they have some filters that need to be pulled out every 3 months and cleaned. One there and one here. And I just take these and vacuum them off and then wash them in soap and water. And then there's a recovery core that's in here also. So this whole piece slides out of here, and then we can vacuum that off and soak that in a solution of warm water and soap. Get that all cleaned up, and then just clean out the cabinet. And then there's hoods outside that have screens in them that need to be cleaned out as well. So it's usually quarterly maintenance on the air exchangers, and they can make a real big difference in homes to really just provide ventilation and control that humidity.
Your air cleaner is an important part of your ventilation system. Your ductwork is circulating air throughout your home, and you need something at the collection point to grab and capture those airborne particles. Things like pollen, dust, dust mites, pet dander, household chemicals, a lot of things floating in your air that you need to take out of there to make sure that you're breathing clean and healthy indoor air. The EPA has estimated that your indoor air is 5 times more polluted than it is outside, so you really want to have some kind of mechanism to collect those airborne particles. The easiest system is simply a media filter put at the return duct, and a media filter will collect about 85% of the airborne particles down to 1 micron. A simple 1-inch filter that is installed with your furnace is there to protect your furnace and collects only about 15% of those airborne particles. So simply by installing a media air filter, you've upgraded considerably the health of your indoor air. The simplest upgrade from your simple 1-inch filter that's protecting your furnace is to a 4-inch filter right at the return duct. So a 4-inch filter, the way that Air Mechanical installs them is usually just in a duct cabinet, and very simple to change your filter. The thickness of the filter determines the amount of allergens and airborne particles that is going to take out of your air before it's recirculated into your home. An upgraded air cleaner would be something like the Bryant Perfect Air, where it's using the capture and kill technology. So not only is it just capturing airborne particles, it's also going to zap and kill any kind of live virus or bacteria that's coming through.
I'm Chris with Air Mechanical. I'm here to talk about UV lights today. A UV light installed in your central air system is going to be a lot different than a store-bought product that's just going to filter the air in one room. This is going to work for your whole entire house. So it's going to be a lot different and make a nice difference in your home for your indoor air quality. Ultraviolet light technology is used to clean drinking water. It's also used in the military for providing fresh air on submarines and ships and things like that. And now this technology has finally come to the point where we can use it in our own residential homes and businesses. Ultraviolet lights, they have a concentration of UV that can zap organisms as they go past them, and they can actually kill them by destroying their DNA and render them harmless to any of the occupants in the home. So they're really good for colds, for allergies, for flus, things like that. They work really well in daycares. A lot of kids get sick in daycares, and by adding a UV light you can keep the colds from going around and recirculating. We have a couple different ways that we can install them. There's several different models. We have a return model like this one here that gets installed in the return duct, so it's going to kill all the bacterias and molds and things before they get to the filter. Once they hit the filter, then they get stuck in the filter and can't do us any harm. They have other models too that go above your air conditioning coil, like the one behind me. That one would shine down the light onto the coil, and it'll get rid of anything that grows on the coil, so any mold, any bacteria, anything like that. So it's going to keep your coil clean. Normally coils need to be cleaned every 5 years, So just adding ultraviolet light is going to make a big difference, and you won't have to clean it because it'll clean it for you. So it's kind of an investment to save in labor down the road. There's a lot of different models. Honeywell makes a lot of UV lights. Breathe Clean is a real popular model, and APCO. Like I said, these can be installed in the supply or the return. So we offer the Breathe Clean models. These are nice, they have a 5-year warranty. And this is just a standard UV light, but it is a 2 bulb system. So 2 bulbs is going to be a little bit more intense light, and we're going to be able to kill more particles as they pass through there. And then an APCO system, this one actually incorporates a filter in it too. So not only will this get rid of your molds and other contaminants that are floating around, but it will also get rid of VOCs and reduce odors. And VOCs are all these volatile organic compounds like your hairsprays and things like that, and cleaners. So it'll actually break those down and turn them into just water vapor essentially, and it'll make your house smell a lot fresher. Humidifiers make a big difference in our homes in the winter when we have our forced air furnaces running or our in-floor heat and everything seems to dry out. We need something to humidify the house, so we can install whole house humidifiers to keep our humidity level up between 15 and 40%, which is going to keep us a lot more comfortable. It also helps to protect our house against things like bacteria, viruses, mold, and dust mites. Also helps out with respiratory problems like asthma and allergies. Also helps with static electricity and protects the furnishings in your house. So a humidifier being added to your central air furnace is a really good idea. There's a lot of differences in humidifiers, and they've come a long way over the years. We have Aprilaire, a nice model humidifier, real easy maintenance. They offer a really nice digital control with an outdoor temperature sensor, and this is an automatic type of setup so that it adjusts the temperature and the humidity to compensate for outdoor temperature, and that will keep it a lot more trouble-free for the end user. Honeywell also has a real similar model. Their model uses a lot less water than the Aprilaire does, up to 33% less, and they have it in a variety of sizes, and they also have an automatic damper in theirs. Some of the newer technology that's coming out to just make sure that the humidifier only runs when we have a call for heat and supply us with humidity when we need the humidity in the house. Some of the differences in controls, there used to be controls that we would change every day, and you would just manually adjust them every day. And over the years, controls have gotten more complicated now, and they just make everything a lot more automatic for the end user, and these are much easier to take care of than the old style humidifiers. So it's a really good idea to add one in your home.
Hi, I'm Carrie from Air Mechanical. Today I'm here to share our thermostat options. We have a wide variety of thermostats. We have Honeywell and Bryant, and on our wall you can see some varieties are non-programmable and some are programmable, and then we have ones that are Wi-Fi that can be programmed to your phone. It's called Total Connect Comfort. We have thermostats that you can choose a background color to match the wall color on your wall. We also are very excited. There is going to be a new thermostat coming out that you can actually talk to. You can tell it to make house cold and it'll drop the temperature.
Here at Air Mechanical, we offer a wide variety of bath fans to ventilate your bathroom, and we have some that are whisper quiet from Panasonic. Some of them have motion sensors in them. Some of them have lights in them, a bright light. Some of them also have a night light. Just different varieties here, and some of them have heaters that either blow warm air down toward you, like this one. We have different ways to control the fans with timers, condensation switches, and regular switches. You may think that the sound level of your bathroom exhaust fan is insignificant unless you sit in there and really listen to it and realize how loud it is. There is such a wide variety of bath fans at different noise levels now that it's really worth checking into it and possibly upgrading your bathroom fan to something that's a little bit quieter, just so you don't have to sit in there and listen to it the whole time and it drives you so crazy that you have to shut it off.